Coming up, we're going to do a review of the Nutcracker and the Four Realms.
And believe it or not, Jessica didn't fall asleep during this one.
Miracles.
Hey everybody, we are about to go see the Nutcracker and the Four Realms. Jessica is super excited about this. She's going in with no...
If by excited you mean trying to stay awake?
She is going in with no preconceived notions about the film. Isn't that what a honest critic is supposed to do?
Yes. Have I ever said that I'm an honest critic? No.
That's true. You're not an honest critic.
I give my opinion, and let's be real, we were spoiled by one of our friends who said it was garbage. So I hope that he's wrong.
Moving on from that, we're gonna go in this with honest and open eyes and hopefully enjoy this. It's gonna get us in the Christmas season.
That's true, and it's probably gonna make me want to put up my Christmas tree, and it's only November 4th.
And we're seeing this on opening weekend, so the hype is still real.
And we're going to the theater with leather reclining seats, so nothing bad can happen.
Which means Jessica's gonna fall asleep.
Nope, I got candy. We're good.
All right, you ready to go see it?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Okay, so Kyle, is it the worst movie you've ever seen?
No, it was not. I was shocked how much I enjoyed that thing.
Me too, it was not bad at all.
Jessica went into this all negative Nancy and was like...
But that's kind of the perfect way to go into a movie, because then you can't be disappointed and you can only be... What's the opposite of disappointed?
I don't know.
Happy.
Happy.
Appointed.
Alright, it's time for the full official review of Nutcracker and the Four Realms. Jessica, we got a new segment we want to try with this type of stuff.
Every time you come up with something new to try, it's let's make fun of how stupid Jessica is.
It's usually at her expense, but let's be honest here. She's the entertainment value. I'm just the guy that stands here and talks. Sits here and talks.
Okay.
Doesn't know what he's doing.
What is this?
What is this? Alright, so the new thing we're going to do for our movie reviews is Jessica is going to give you... We'll start off with 60 seconds. A 60-second synopsis of the movie. So, starting now, spoilers. If you have not seen The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, do not watch past this point. Make sure you come back.
If you just want to be spoiled, you can.
I mean, I guess so.
I mean, granted, there's no major plot points that could be spoiled. Just one. Okay, so I have 60 seconds and I have to tell you the whole movie?
The whole movie in 60 seconds. I think you can do it, but this should be pretty interesting to see you rush through it. Starting now. So
there's this girl named Claire, and her mom died, and so her dad gives her a Christmas present. He actually gives all three of the children a Christmas present. Her Christmas present's this little, like, egg thing, but she has to have a key to get into it. I can't look at it. But there's no key, so she has to find it, and then her mom leaves her a little card that says everything that you need will be inside there. So she goes, and she's trying to find this key, and her godfather helps her, and he takes her to this place, and it's in the realms, and she's in the realm 1, and then there's 4 realms, obviously, and there's something bad in realm number 4, and there's mice, and there's a mouse king, and he tries to attack her, and the mouse has the key, and the key goes to Miss Ginger, or Ginger the lady, and something about Ginger. And Claire thinks that she's really bad, and so she comes back to the Sugar Plum Fairy, and the Sugar Plum Fairy's like, oh no, she's really bad! Well, it turns out that the Sugar Plum Fairy is really bad, not Ginger, and so she has to go back because Sugar Plum Fairy is trying to take over the world, and she makes all these tin soldiers, and they're trying to take out the Ginger Lady, and so the Ginger Lady has to help her, and she meets this guy named Captain Phillip, and Captain Phillip's really good, and they're running through the woods, and they get the key, and she comes back, and she gets the thing open, and it's a music box, and it's really sweet because it's the first time that she and her dad listen to it. No, it's not! That wasn't even time! It didn't even beep!
It didn't beep, but that was time.
No, it wasn't! You're full of lies!
I was watching.
You were full of lies! It's even off!
Look, it's off!
Did you turn it off?
So what is the last part? That was a good job, actually, by the way. You were into quite a bit of detail in that. I think
Thank you.
People had a hard time understanding what you were talking about, but hey.
Because you made me talk in 60 seconds and you didn't even set the timer. I feel like you seriously lied about my time.
I didn't, but we can go back in the video and like have a little timer as part of it.
We will. Because I have 15 more seconds.
Anyway, I think the only part that you left out is that at the end of it, they turned...
I couldn't get to the end of it where the Sugar Plum Fairy is bad.
She was bad. They end up thwarting her, turning her into a toy.
They kill her.
What?
They kill her.
The killer.
They kill her.
They didn't kill her. They just turned her into a toy.
Well, when you turn into a toy, you are no longer living.
They took away her life is what it is. Is what it was.
AKA, they killed her.
Well, it's a little bit more morbid in Jessica's take on the movie here. But all right, so now we've had the synopsis.
So,
what's the first thing you want to talk about on this movie?
of course, Disney movie, parent dies. Boom.
That is funny because during the middle of that, I thought that too. I was like, can we have a Disney movie without one of the parents dying, being dead, or having some kind of tragic thing happen to them?
No. Remember, it's like in Frozen, Ever After at Disney World when they're like,
you mean the music?
They died!
Yeah, it's not an Ever After. It's that the Frozen sing-along thing. Ever After's the ride, sing-along's the show. You gotta get it right. Come
Frozen
on.
something.
Act like you've been there before. Jeez.
Okay, so Mama dies. We don't know how she dies.
Right.
But apparently it was tragic and it was really sad.
I would bet it had to do with the plague. It being in London in that time period. No, that's beyond that time period. But
I don't know when the Nutcracker time period is.
It's very like Charles. Okay, so I said this too about the setting. I got a very Charles Dickens type of feel with the Christmas setting being in London, the lights, the tree, the no technology type of thing. So that's, it set me right in the mood for the movie right at the start because I was like, okay, I feel Charles
That's fair.
Dickens.
Well, I was thinking like Mary Poppins time.
But see, it was a little bit more dark. Than I feel like of them. Are you just talking about the time period?
Okay. Moving on, because that has nothing to do with the plot of the movie. Mom is dead, and we find out that, what was her name? Queen Maria?
Queen Maria, yeah. We have her pulled up right here.
She was actually the queen in the Four Realms.
Is it Marie or Marie? Not Maria.
Marie.
Queen Marie Stahlbaum. We couldn't understand
what they were saying because they have British accents, but it was like, bleh.
So she's apparently like this fantastical like being in like she's not from this world, but she found the Nutcracker's world and she became their queen and then passed away sadly.
So it was very interesting because I got very confused as to how you can be in like the regular world and then the Four Realms world. But then they showed us that like on the clock.
That was cool.
Yeah. So real people time moves way slower. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like Narnia.
Yeah, this is like
Narnia.
This to me was Narnia meets Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
You are really trying to pull that.
I'm telling you, like when I saw that opening scene, I was just like, "This is A Christmas Carol." All they need is the Muppets in it, and then they got the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh my gosh! So anyway, what happens? So she gets this trinket, the little egg thing,
right? That
needs a key, and she doesn't have a key to open it, so she has to go to this party with her family that she really doesn't want to go to. Clara does.
Right.
Because she's really depressed about her mom being dead and everything. And the dad's like, no, you have to go. I mean, to be fair, I would be too.
Well, not so much like on the plot of this, but let me say this about the whole family dynamic thing. I like the story about, this could have been just about Clara dealing with her mom's death. But what we forget about sometimes is even though someone is trying to keep the family together, they're struggling with it too.
Yeah.
And it told the dad's side of it too, because he's trying to keep the family together. He's trying to keep things happy around Christmas. Clara thinks it's all just because of appearances, but no, he's dealing with it on the inside too. And that's what they
wouldn't you be sad if I died?
Well, I mean, of course I'm going to say yes.
Wow. So anyway, at the end of the party, or in the middle of the party, I guess, the Godfather gives everybody a present. And you have to, like, follow your rope as a child to get to your present. Cool.
Can we do that for this Christmas? Can I, like, have you, like, search all around the house for these things?
Yes, and follow the ropes. So did you notice, because I don't think you did.
What?
When Claire was following the ropes, she gets into this room, and it's red wallpaper with black animals on it. Mm-hmm. So initially, the black animals were owls, and then as it starts to get darker, they turn into mice.
I didn't notice that.
Going towards the
cool.
Mouse King.
See, this is how you know she didn't sleep through the movie. Because she was actually paying attention to things in this.
So she goes out and she realizes as she's following the rope that it's taking her outside. And so it was really crazy. So then she's in the Four Realms. And, that's when she meets Captain Philip and she has to cross over.
Philip Hoffman,
yes.
the Nutcracker.
And she has to cross over into the fourth realm, which is it's the bad area.
Yeah.
But she has to get there to get to the mouse.
So the realms are the sweets, the realm of sweets, the realm of flowers, the realm of snowflakes, and the realm of amusements. Shh, don't say it. Amusements. Remember they wouldn't speak it at the beginning? What's going on?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember it? Were you asleep during that part?
I did not sleep. Kyle, look what you did to the camera.
I know, I made it fuzzy there. So
You did that because you accused me of stuff.
Those are the four realms. The realm of flowers, the realm of snowflakes, the realm of amusements, and the realm of sweets.
Yes.
So they had 4 different entities that are, I guess, the regents is what they called them. I thought that was really cool how they divide. I mean, I guess this is from the traditional Nutcracker story. I'm not
I actually never seen the Nutcracker.
You've never seen like a play, like even a children's edition of it?
Nope.
Wow, I'm a little bit ahead of her in culture. I can't remember.
Are you though? Or is that just something that you've seen that I haven't?
I can't remember much from that storyline except for the Mouse King and that it was a little fantastical world and the music from it. So, just disclaimer here, we're not as well versed in the plot storyline of the original story, but I can tell you that I know that the Sugar Plum Fairy storyline is flipped, where she is now the villain in this.
Yes.
Which
I did not anticipate.
I did.
Kyle apparently did. Keira Knightley was so creepy and did a good job of being creepy.
She was more creepy in the trailers, but when you're in the movie watching her character, the whole weird voice she was doing, it wasn't as unsettling as it was in the trailer.
That's fair. The trailer made this movie look like it was going to be terrifying. There was nothing that was scary in this movie.
There were a few moments where you kind of got a little nervous.
No, there were just things like, first of all, the mice, when all the mice became one giant mouse.
The Mouse King.
No, definitely no.
But you end up liking him by the end of the movie because the
leader, because he's kind of like Stuart Little.
Yeah.
When the clowns become more
Harlequin.
clowns.
Harlequin was the name of the main clown that kind of split apart. It's like, what do they call those dolls from Russia? That
Russian
nesting dolls?
Nesting dolls. Russian nesting dolls, yes.
So like opens up. So this was like visually a very good movie in terms of like the colors, It's kind of like Coco, just not animated. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. There's just a lot to look at, and they, did this one in 3D. This is kind of what I'm disappointed we didn't see in 3D with the different realms and all that kind of stuff. I thought it would be
I didn't know that they had a 3D option, A. And B, I don't know that there's enough that the 3D option would keep your interest enough.
I don't know. The more I kept looking at this, I was like, this is just a really well done movie in terms of the visuals of it. And then overall, like, okay, plot wise, do you think that this was a good movie?
Yes.
Okay, so you followed everything. There wasn't like, our problem with The Wrinkle in Time is it just didn't flow. Fair.
There were a couple of things I wish had been maybe fleshed out a little more, like the 4 realms. I felt like it was really quick. Like they told you that's the realm of sweets or something. That's the realm of something, amusement. And it was really quick why that mattered. If they had fleshed that out a little more, I think I would have understood why it was such a shock that the Sugar Plum Fairy was turning against everybody. And I also felt like it was really rushed when we got into the 4 realms, where she's going to try to find the key. I felt like that was really rushed. And I couldn't understand how she was in this place that was kind of in the house, which again was very Narnia, feeling like she used to be in the house and now she's outside, kind of like the wardrobe and now you're outside.
So what you were seeing there was just like a flash forward to them giving her a tour of the lands. Like it was just telling you, we're watching this story, but she actually went to go visit these things. This is how she got to know the rest of the realms.
That's what it just felt very rushed.
I actually liked that part of it. I thought that was a good way to tell more about the background of this area without us having to spend time. All right, now we're going to the place of flowers, and we're going to talk about why it's so wonderful.
Because I thought the timing of the movie, like, it was only an hour and 39 minutes.
It was really good.
I thought that was perfect, because any longer, I probably would have gotten bored. So
the
pacing of the movie was perfect.
But I think pacing-wise, this just flowed. I didn't get bored in it. It went from one thing to the next. There's a little bit of action, a little bit of mystery and intrigue. And then when the climax turned and, Sugar Plum was bad, I was, I saw it coming. But,
I didn't.
But at the same time, it was interesting. And I'm like, how is she going to stop this thing? And it ended up being the hero. Clara is the hero, obviously.
Duh.
But
Clara and Captain Philip.
My last question for us on this is...
You didn't like my British accent.
I did. No, because I try to ignore it because it's really bad.
It is not.
It is not.
I think I will talk the rest of the video in my British accent.
Anyway,
maybe I should watch more Downton Abbey.
Is this a retelling or is a prequel, a sequel? I don't get the...
I think this is their own version of...
I got the feeling that this was almost a prequel because, like, obviously the Nutcracker is... what was his name? I'm trying to remember here. Not Hawthorne. I'm trying to pull
Philip?
Philip Hoffman is the Nutcracker.
Philip.
He's the Nutcracker soldier in this. I felt like this was like almost like it is a retelling, but it almost felt like a prequel to me to the original.
That could be where then they go and have his storyline. I could see that. So anyway,
but it's a nice retelling. Sometimes you get worried when you take stories like this. Can they do it justice if they're going to flip it on its head? Disney does it again. Again, it's probably not one of our favorites of the year, but very surprised from what we heard of early
Mhm.
reviews of it that I personally enjoyed it. I guess you
I did
did
too.
somewhat since you stayed awake in this one. All right, rating system.
Okay.
What are we gonna do?
Toy soldiers?
I like it. We finally agree on one to start off. We usually fight over which one
You
we're
go
gonna do.
first.
How many toy soldiers on a scale
Out
of 1 to
Yeah, I was gonna
1 to
say
5?
0 to 5, technically.
I really want to give it a 4, but just because it's not, I'm gonna just say I'll say 3.5. So like the half the torso of a
Well,
toy
since
soldier.
I think that is very morbid, I'm just gonna say a solid 3 because I'm not into hacking people up. I just think it was a solid movie. It's just not something that I would probably buy,
Really?
but I would definitely.
Really?
I mean,
I could see us buying this and watching it at Christmas time next year.
that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I would definitely see it again.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be my top
Yeah.
of the year. How about that?
I would not be sad to see if I had to go see it again, but I'm not rushing to go do it. Thus why I'm kind of stuck between a 3
Like,
and a 4.
I'm very happy that we did it.
Right.
How about that?
Yeah, it was a nice
I think
surprise.
it's good. Yeah.
We want to know from you guys if you have watched this and what are your thoughts on the movie down in the comment section below. Give us a rating as well, or if you want to split up toy soldiers like I did. But on a scale of 1 to 5, let us know how many toy soldiers
0 to 5. Because you can't give it a 0.
apparently, which people did not like, but you gave The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh well, haters gonna hate.
So let us know all that in the comments down below. What else should they do?
If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. See what else I hate that you love and then can comment on. And you can check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all we have on this edition of I2Y. But until we assemble again,
May the force be with you.
and we'll see you real soon.
Bye. You playing me down?
Yeah.
Well, how was I supposed to know?
Well,
Oh, it helps if you know your password. Nope. Coming up, we're gonna give you. Nope. We're gonna do a.
I'm still laughing about the last one.
I will kiss you.
Do it. I dare you. Don't do it.